Doncic has the ball, down by 2.
There's the switch.
Gobert is out there. Doncic maneuvers for the lead. Got it! Got it! What a shot! Dallas has taken the lead. 6-point game. Doncic with 33. The Gafford screen against Gobert. Tailed by McDaniels. Gafford! Up high, down hard, and a foul! Dagger!
Okay, simultaneously started. So, as of the time I'm recording this, the Dallas Mavericks just went up 3-0 on the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Boston Celtics are also up 3-0 on the Indiana Pacers. So, considering the fact that no team in NBA history's ever overcame a 3-0 deficit, it's basically safe to say that we've got our NBA Finals this year. Now, if you guys have ever watched my channel, you know I love numbers. I love to use numbers. I love to use numbers to explore information, find trends, patterns, outliers, and other things that we wouldn't see on the surface. And with that said, in terms of outliers of this year's NBA postseason, the Dallas Mavericks are just that, and I've got all the numbers to back it up. Now, I know what you're thinking. Jake, haven't worse regular season teams made it to the finals before, like the 8-seeded Heat last year, or the 8-seeded Knicks in 1999, or the 07 Cavs with like the second or rookie LeBron? Well, yes, but I'm talking about NBA championships. From what I've learned, pretty much any playoff team can make the NBA Finals, but not every playoff team can win the NBA Finals. Throughout modern NBA history, well, since 1970, every NBA champion has been a top 3 seed, except for the Houston Rockets in 1995. The absolute bottom line for a championship team. Now, the Mavericks may be a 5th seed, but in terms of regular season point differential, SRS rating, they are by far the biggest longshot NBA champion ever. So with that said, the Dallas Mavericks might just be rewriting NBA history at the end of this season. Now, take a look at this comparison between the 95 Rockets and the 2024 Dallas Mavericks. In terms of win percentage, clutch games, better player at the time, conference strength, and team record after the trade deadline, the Mavericks are better. But in terms of championship experience, intangibles, and point differential like I just said, the Rockets were actually a more well-suited championship team. In fact, the oddsmakers knew before the season even began that the Rockets were a definite championship contender, as they were ranked 2nd in preseason odds. And this here was my 2024 NBA champion machine learning predictions before the playoffs even started. And as you can see, it thinks Dallas Mavericks are the 15th worst team in the playoffs. Yes, you heard me right. 15th. The 15th worst team in the playoffs this season. Yeah, it really messed that up. And in comparison to how it evaluated the 95 Houston Rockets, it believed that they were the 8th best team in their respective postseason. So I think it's safe to say Dallas is changing history at this point. Now, from the beginning, no one, except Mavericks fans maybe, knew the Mavericks were going to be the 2024 NBA champions. Now, I got curious and I asked myself, did the Mavericks really improve this much from the trade deadline, or are they simply hitting their stride in the playoffs this season? And the answer I found is both. Post-trade deadline, the Mavericks became the 4th best team in the league, which is great, but not historic by any means, which is why I say both. Because the Mavericks weren't the hottest team in April or March or February, not even close. It's just that in the shadows of this season, the Mavericks have quietly built up one of the most diverse and unstoppable lineups in the league. Luka finally has help with Kyrie, and those 2 big man acquisitions at the trade deadline were major. I mean, Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford are just absolute lob threats and great defenders. Now, before the playoffs, I knew that this Mavericks team was a conference finals team. Heck, a finals team even. But winning it all, winning the championship this season, I didn't see that coming. I mean, the Boston Celtics are a great team. Excellent defense, deadly 3-point shooting, a historically great regular season team to say the least. And according to my own machine learning projections, the Celtics right now have a 70% chance to beat Dallas in the finals. But despite what the numbers say, I don't know how anyone is going to stop Luka Doncic right now. From watching the last couple of rounds and what Luka's doing right now to this historically great defense in Minnesota, Luka is just having his way. Just unstoppable, like cheese unstoppable, like 2K cheese. He is cheese. I mean, Luka and Jokic are the only two guys that I can think are cheese. They have that on-court gravitational impact, but can pin you down physically and hit the most ridiculous and difficult shots. And if all else fails, they can throw a 40-foot dime in 0.1 of a second to an open man. I mean, it's just insane. The Celtics may have two All-NBA defenders in Drew Holiday and Derek White, but Luka has cut through every single type of defender I have seen. From a linebacker-like defender in Luka Doncic, to a super lengthy Jaden McDaniels, to a 4-time interior defensive player of the year in Rudy Gobert, and yeah, interior defensive player of the year, because he should not be guarding guys on the perimeter. I've seen this man get cooked way too many times, except for that one game versus the Clippers.
Back for Leonard. Ball fake. Running out of time. Morris. One dribble. Blocked. And that'll do it. That's game.
I mean, the only player that I could think could guard Luka is like a prime Hakeem or a prime LeBron. But to be honest, I don't know. Now, every time I analyze an NBA team or a certain champion or anything else related to that matter, I'm always fascinated on how does that team get it done. Well, specifically, the ones that we didn't expect. It is true that there isn't a simple championship team formula. Every outlier champion has some unique team characteristics or certain strengths that allow them to crawl through the gauntlet and become the champions despite the odds. The 89 and 04 Pistons were built on defense, physicality, and a relentless approach of effort. The 95 Rockets, on the other hand, were the definite meaning of you can never count out the heart of a champion. And what we're seeing in this year's Dallas Mavericks is something I've never seen before. Despite what the odd makers say, despite the numbers, and everything else we know about NBA history, the new NBA is here, and it's more unpredictable than ever before. Now, I know this was brief, but this is all I got for today. Let me know below who you think will win the NBA championship this year, and let me know who you think's better, Luka or Jokic. And like I always say, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.